Yo, I just got some information myself, man, because it was strange to me that every month he's going up for a bail hearing. And I know that that seems strange to a lot of people.
Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and trafficking case.
Yesterday, on Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily, so I guess right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
Yo, I just got some information myself, man, because it was strange to me that every month he's going up for a bail hearing, and I know that that seems strange to a lot of people. Live, a judge has denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Of course, this was the hip-hop mogul's latest bid for freedom as he remains in federal jail for his racketeering and trafficking case. Sean Diddy CS, one of the most iconic figures in hip-hop history, finds himself in a legal battle that could forever alter his legacy. The music mogul, known for his flashy lifestyle and influential career, has been denied bail for the third time. This decision, made by Judah Subban, reflects the court's belief that no amount of money or restrictions could ensure the safety of the community if CS were to be released. The judge's reasoning, laid out in a detailed ruling, paints a grim picture for the former Bad Boy Records founder, who now faces mounting allegations and a tarnished reputation. So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties, it was none of that stuff. Will happily, so I guess right now, but anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars. Let's be honest, this case is shaping up to be one of the most traumatic legal battles in recent memory. The stakes, not just Combs' freedom but his entire empire. His latest bid for bail wasn't just a simple request, it was a massive high-stakes gamble involving a proposed 50 million unit bail package. That's right, 50 million. The defense team argued that this unprecedented offer, coupled with strict conditions like 24/7 private security and no internet or phone access, should have been enough to alleviate any concerns about Combs being a danger to society or a flight risk. But the court wasn't convinced, and Judge Subban didn't hold back in explaining why. No, I'm not surprised by the ruling, because as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated. The judge's decision highlighted 4 key factors that needed to be considered: the nature of the charges, the weight of the evidence against Combs, his personal history, and whether releasing him would pose a danger to the community. On all fronts, things didn't look good for Diddy. The charges alone are jaw-dropping: racketeering, coercion, and orchestrating a systematic pattern of harm that spanned years. Prosecutors alleged that Combs used his wealth, power, and connections to create an environment where his desires could be fulfilled without consequence. But this isn't just about the accusations, it's about the evidence backing them up. Monitoring, another push to free Sean Diddy comes tonight, with his legal team citing new evidence in an updated bail proposal. The music mogul agreeing to around-the-clock security and cutting out contact with basically anyone but his legal team to get out of jail ahead of his trial scheduled for May of next year for charges he allegedly coerced and abused women for years. One of the most damning pieces of evidence by the prosecutors and referenced in the judge's ruling is a video from 2016. This now infamous footage shows Combs in a Los Angeles hotel hallway engaging in behavior that prosecutors describe as violent and controlling. In the video, CMS, wearing nothing but a towel, is seen confronting his then-partner Cassandra Venter, known to the world as Cassie. The footage reportedly shows him dragging her to the ground, kicking her, and forcibly pulling her back toward their hotel room. Prosecutors argue that this incident is just one example of a much larger pattern of aggression and control. Is everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going the way, so it's just a question of whether or not adding to the weight of the evidence are text messages exchanged between Combs and Cassie in the aftermath of the incident. These messages, entered into the court record, reveal a chilling narrative. In one message, Cassie reportedly describes the visible Harm she suffered, mentioning a swollen face and other injuries. I have a black eye and a swollen lip. You're sick for thinking this is okay. One text reads. Another message reportedly references lingering marks, with Cassie saying, I still have crazy bruising. These communications paired with the video form a picture that's hard to ignore even for those who might have initially wanted to give Diddy the benefit of the doubt. But the 2016 incident isn't the only thing weighing against CMS. This case also involves allegations of obstruction. Prosecutors claim that Combs has gone to extraordinary lengths to manipulate witnesses and shape the public narrative around his legal troubles while in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center. CMS allegedly violated detention rules in ways that raise serious concerns. For example, it's been reported that he used other inmates' phone access codes to make unauthorized calls. He's also accused of using a private messaging service to communicate with individuals outside the facility, bypassing the standard monitoring processes. Even more troubling, prosecutors allege that some of these communications were aimed at influencing witnesses or even potential jurors. That's it. If it is privilege, of course they won't, but if it really is what the prosecution says, that has nothing to do with the case, or even worse, it's actually evidence of witness tampering. Because we all know the attorney-client privilege, there's a crime-fraud exception. You can't use your lawyer to perpetuate a future or continuing fraud or crime. So if the documents are what the government says they are, they're going to get them again and again. It's just going to be a matter of days, cause I don't expect. One of the more bizarre CLS involves the social media campaign tied to Combs' recent birthday. Prosecutors argue that this campaign, orchestrated with the help of his family, was designed to sway public opinion, and by extension potential jurors. The campaign included a video of Combs' children celebrating his birthday and expressing their love for him while he listened in over the phone from jail. On the surface it might seem like an innocent family moment, but prosecutors have pointed to alleged statements from Combs suggesting that the campaign was part of a larger strategy. During a phone call he reportedly said something along the lines of, I just need one, implying that he hoped to influence at least one juror. So that, yeah, they probably didn't see these notes, and they never will. But if you're Diddy, don't you want your notes back? Yeah, if you've spent so many hours gathering evidence for your side, or strategy or whatever. For me, I'd be oh no, please don't destroy, please return. Then there's the matter of his alleged communications with a key witness in the case. This individual, described as a participant in several of the incidents under investigation, reportedly received multiple calls and messages from CMS, including after testifying before a grand jury. The judge noted that while Combs' legal team has offered explanations for some of these interactions, others remain unexplained. The fact that some of these messages were deleted has only added to the suspicion. All of this led Judge Seber Manin to conclude that there's a significant risk of witness tampering, a conclusion that played heavily into the decision to deny bail. The defense, of course, has pushed back hard against these allegations. Combs' legal team, led by attorneys Mark Agnifilo and Alexander Shapiro, has argued that many of the claims against their client are either exaggerated or outright false. They've also pointed to Combs' willingness to accept extraordinarily restrictive conditions for his release as evidence that he can be trusted to comply with court orders. According to the defense, Combs would have been confined to a 3-bedroom apartment on the Upper East Side of Manhattan with private security guards monitoring his every move. He would have had no access to a phone or the internet, and his interactions with the outside world would have been strictly limited to his legal team and specific family members. If they did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in the SE conduct and being in those spaces, consuming things of that nature. But as compelling as the defense's arguments might seem, Judge Seber Manin wasn't convinced. One of the key points of contention was the proposed use of private security to monitor Combs. Prosecutors argued that such an arrangement would essentially amount to Combs paying for his own private jail, a scenario they claimed would create a two-tier justice system, where the wealthy could buy their way out of detention. The judge seemed to share these concerns, noting that the proposed security team would ultimately be accountable to Combs and not the court. This led to doubts about whether such an arrangement could truly ensure compliance with the conditions of release. It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about? Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home that he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that it's the person isn't looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that.